So Hillary Clinton did an event in Washington, D.C. She's touring now with Bill Clinton. I like how they're functionally acting like comedians and like touring the country because she's not in the White House. So she was asked what advice she would give to the 2020 candidates. Now, first of all, don't ask her that. That's the last person you should ask that question to. She knows the least about beating Donald Trump because she failed to beat Donald Trump. So whatever she says, do the opposite. That's the reality of the situation. But beyond that, look at the first thing that she brings up when asked this question. This is incredible.
Look, that's what the campaign is for. It's for people to get out there, make their case, be compared, be questioned. But I think what everyone is hoping for is a nominee who will win both the popular vote and the Electoral College. At the end of this process, most importantly, someone who can be president, unite the country, and win. That's what we should look for.
What advice would you have for 2020 candidates, I think, based on the experiences you had in 2016?
Don't get on the wrong side of Vladimir Putin. That would be the first.
Play to your constituents.
Of course, that's impossible if you stand up for America.
Yes. Yes. The reason why Hillary lost is because she stands up for America and she loves the country. And that's why she lost. Yes. Vladimir Putin is the reason why she lost. Pass the caviar. Yes. Jesus Christ, man. She has learned nothing. She's learned nothing. In this entire time since she lost to Donald Trump, a reality star buffoon, she's learned nothing. She hasn't had a moment where she went, you know what? Maybe not campaigning in the Rust Belt was a mistake. You know what? Maybe not being a populist on trade and economics was a mistake. You know what? Maybe picking most bland dude on the planet, Tim Kaine, centrist goon, goofy-ass Tim Kaine, maybe picking him to be VP and snubbing my base was a mistake. You know what? Maybe being a dick to Bernie Sanders and stealing the nomination from him was a mistake. You know what? Maybe I should have been aggressively arguing for Medicare for all, and that would have been enough to get me over the edge. You know what? Maybe I should have reeled it in just like 8% with my nonstop barrage of platitudes and cliches. Stronger together, yay! Break down the barrier, yay! Maybe I should have not done the shitty fucking song of the Katy Perry bullshit song that everybody heard was like, oh, this is my fight song, gonna lose to Donald Trump song. Oh, god damn it, Hillary. You could have said anything, any of your fucking 14,762 mistakes. Hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have pivoted to the right of Trump on fucking foreign policy issues in the debates. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And there were so many... Oh my god! It was so easy to win the race! If I was Hillary Clinton's... Forget me. And you name any lefty who's in my space and does what I do, like 80% of the prominent lefties running Hillary's campaign, assuming they would have done it, which they wouldn't because they don't like her, but she would have won. If she was actually listening to people who knew what the fuck they were talking about, she would have won. But she hires the worst fucking people in the country who know absolutely nothing. And by the way, the argument from the real left on Russiagate has been what? Well, keep it real, man. Democrats are using this as an excuse for being unpopular. So if you think about this dynamic, because it's totally true. If Hillary Clinton really believes, well, the reason I lost was Vladimir Putin. Like, he gave the election to Trump. He fucking hacked the voter rolls. He flipped votes. He literally gave the election to Donald Trump. There was interference. There was an attack on our democracy. I lost because of Vladimir Putin. If she really believes that, then what's the logical conclusion? I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with my campaigning. There's nothing wrong with my political strategy. There's nothing wrong with my philosophy. Neoliberal, centrist corporatism. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. That's obviously the only way to win elections is that. And that's an article of faith at this point. It's like we're a cult for saying this is the way that works, even though it hasn't fucking worked since 1992. 96, to be fair, actually. Her husband made it work. But it's not the 1990s anymore. Times have changed completely. So, but if you really believe it's Vladimir Putin's fault, you have to change anything. You have to change nothing. And what are they going to do? They're going to still try to shove down our throats neoliberal corporate centrist. That's what they're going to do. So now, do you see the dynamic and why the left was so mad about Russiagate and why our hair was on fire? Because we saw the writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall was, no. Forget the insurgent left. Forget the populist left. Forget the people screaming for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars and an infrastructure deal and a Green New Deal. Forget these lefties who are obviously passionate, obviously energetic, and obviously popular. Forget them, because the reason we lost is only because of Vladimir Putin, so it's not our fault at all. At all. And that was always the problem with Russiagate. That was always the problem. And this was the undertone of what was going on. And, it was Robbie Mook, who was her campaign manager, who, on the way out the door after they lost, basically blamed Putin. And the media liked that narrative because the media, keep it real, man. People say, the media has a left-wing bias. No, they don't. They are left-leaning on social issues. They don't hate gay people. They don't hate black people because you know what? Those people are customers too. They live in our corporate oligarchy too. So they're liberal and leftist on social issues. On economic issues, they are deeply conservative and in favor of the status quo, which is why CNN, MSNBC, the nightly news, they favor corporate Democrats. So they were more than willing to go along with this bullshit narrative that the only reason Hillary lost was because of Vladimir Putin. That's it. So they did. And they hyped up the threat nonsense for fucking years now. And ultimately, Mueller's report comes back and says, no collusion. Did that stop Hillary at all? Was she able to come to terms with the fact that actually the election interference was a couple $100,000 worth of Facebook ads that like -4 people saw? That's an attack on democracy, according to her, yes. Was she able to come to terms with the fact that the other aspect of the attack was WikiLeaks giving us factual information on what the DNC was doing and what she was saying in speeches? No. She can't talk about the substance of the leaks, so just say that the leaks are, if you talk about the leaks, you're like a Russian agent, or you're a traitor to the country, or you're treasonous. I can't talk about the substance of it, so, oh my God, look at the source. I'm going to attack the messenger 101 here. So this is, even with the report coming back saying no collusion, she's still like, yeah, I blame Russia, blame Putin. She's unwilling to grapple with her own faults because it would be too painful to do so.